Once because of the language, second because of the subject, which was, in fact, it was quite interesting because we're talking about natural environment, and there were many things which were so common for everybody that I think they were not surprised in a bad way. But then when we are coming to the more sophisticated things with the aesthetical and philosophical, then perhaps sometimes there are. So there was also our common friend Piotr, who was making his own translation, so that's another story. So when you put on top some other elements, that's nice cake. And it was like a nice cake.
You bake a cake.
So, I like it. No, I like it. As you know, I'm okay with that. So perhaps if we, because on the previous lecture was so crowded that I was sitting here, Pablo was sitting here, and I knew that I'm on the recording all the time. So I was making the ghost now. So good afternoon, everybody. We are very happy to be here. We've got the amazing and unique opportunity to have Annabelle Player and Alexandra Radulescu from Paris. We have a special meeting. They are here. Alexandra and Annabelle. The chair is not correct here. The chair is here or here. What do you think, Arthur? Here
it doesn't matter. Actually.
Okay, now it's invisible. So, so we have them in the day of the performance. The performance is Crazies or Crazes or Crazes, and so it is anyway what you will talk about. This is an introduction because it's before the concert. So that would be great. Annabelle was with us several years ago, so it's really great that she came with her friend, and we are dealing with another project. So you are part of the audio conference now. Are you ready to do it in a standing position or in sitting position? This is a very nice rotating and soft chair. It's also possible to use. We have a direct connection with our projector, so everything is almost ready. I will put this projector in the round. Okay. We are making the kind of space arrangement, you know.
I think like this.
It's okay. It's okay. If some of you have a mobile phone and can visit the studio website, then we can check whether it goes live. It goes live, you know.
Does it goes live?
Yeah,
It's
it's
okay.
live. It's already done.
We can prove online.
We did.
It's okay. Anyway,
and then we are going to see this.
I know why. I know why, because we have sometimes we have blocks, like a firewire blocks when we are inside and we are using the same line. So so maybe better not. I know what. If you see the AM line, then you need the password. If you see SME meso line, that you can't go to internet.
Tylko jest opóźnienie bardzo duże. Kurde, to nie będzie działać.
How you cannot get connection?
So
that's interesting.
Back to feedback.
But I'm
Ale
connected.
sobie efekt
I'm
powrotu do
connected.
przeszłości.
If you need the internet, you can go
No,
there.
no, I don't. I just need some space
Okay, I will
to
help
see.
you. Okay.
I just minimized everything. I haven't touched anything, haven't closed anything. I've copied my presentation here and my video here.
Okay.
And I just
I know.
This. That's all.
You can go like this, and then you will be exactly there.
Perfect. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And if
This beautiful poster, just to all of us, it's the beautiful poster for last year, not for the current one. Because the current one as a background is really bad story. Everything is like, and you don't see anything. So that's why I put that.
and Marek, if I need, I can put my hard disk inside. It's possible.
No.
No. Oh no, it's not a problem. No, it's not a problem
you can.
because
You have
I think. Yes, but I
Oh, you
still
need
have
it again
back
here?
the company message.
Because you are here.
yes.
This is,
Okay, cool.
don't worry about the story which appears here. I will switch it off completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need.
And then when you need the sound, it should work. But
No, no, it's okay.
you,
We
you
are
don't
going.
need it at the moment.
No. Not my data.
So
Okay.
we can begin.
Yeah, you can start. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
We already started,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
there was an official speech, and now we are coming to unofficial, very easy,
Yeah,
open.
yeah, yeah. I'm Annabelle Play, so nobody know
Because
me.
two of you,
So,
so it's
yeah,
two.
yeah.
I didn't show who is who.
Yeah,
Okay, sorry.
sorry because my English is not very fluent, so sometimes Alexandra helps me. So,
Also, she's very expressive, so
yeah,
she can,
yeah, I can.
she can mime.
Yeah.
She can express herself in different
Yeah.
ways, apart from English.
Yeah, yeah.
Go.
So, I met Alexandra many years ago. I think 5 years
Yes, I think.
ago, when I played a concert in Paris. She came, and
I was impressed by the force of Annabelle's music, and then I went to see her, and that's how our collaboration came out to be.
yes,
Our first project is called Krasis. It's an audio visual performance. We both play live, and we are both on stage, and our project is a part of Annabelle's company,
yes.
which is called Anna Company, and she's going to tell you just a few words about it.
Yeah, just a few words, because 12 years ago I created this company to support experimental music, electronics, experimental, and audiovisual proposals, and sometimes music and poetry or theater or dance, but always experimental. And it's very important for me in the company that many women can create, because I think it's important that we find an equality behind gender, and so I'm involved in France for that and for the experimental things generally, because I don't know exactly in Poland, but in France it was a little bit easier before, but now the traditional, the classical thing, it's most important than before, more and more, and our musics are a bad support.
Have less
support
from,
before, and it will
from the public
be
institutions.
worse and worse and worse, and each month we learn a bad news. So I'm a little bit involved to fight with the not the government, but
the public
yeah,
institutions.
yes, to say no.
To
We
defend.
need new music, we need research, we need experimental, and we need artists. I think we need artists to be curator of venues and not only administrators. But it's point of view, but I think it's very important to say that, because we go in a typical in France, typical society, very liberalism, with the development of cultural industry, and our president is very he works for that, for the and the metaverse, and it's for me a problem of politics.
But you can always get worse.
Yeah.
Marie Le Pen
always
and even more worse than she is. This is always, well, it's not a warning, but that's what we have.
Yeah.
And we have,
Yeah, but
this is, of course, that's a general problem.
Yeah.
And also the bureaucratic
Yes.
and the problem with the administration is also
Yes.
quite,
Yes.
unfortunately, very common.
Yes, but in France
most of the-
before
Better.
we had.
Well, you have to stay here, so then perhaps you can compare. And they don't wish
So-
you to say
Yeah.
just with this,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
other things are
Yeah.
really beautiful
Yeah.
all around.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and that's,
So I wanted to say that.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's recorded?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's already published?
Yeah. No problem.
On my side, I was formed as a designer, as an industrial designer, and during my studies a few years ago, it would be 8 years ago, I think, I discovered real-time tools. And at that moment, in 2011, 2012, when I started, there were no real outputs for real-time 3D and real-time data processing. Most of the things were video, and nobody was actually very committed to developing it. I had the luck to work on a few projects, on a few research projects in sound studio, which was led by Roland Cahen, who is an electroacoustic composer in France, and he was very interested in real time. So at first we started doing things that would be interesting for museums, things that would be interesting for public space installations with video game tools, with real time. At the same time, we were using Max in order to analyze data and do not only music but also sonification of different information, different types of information, and that was very, very interesting at that point. I was almost kicked out of school. Nobody got the interest in that, but I managed to convince them. I managed to stay and have my diploma, and everything was very good in the end. And also, then it was the boom of virtual reality, which was the commercial, one of the commercial uses, the most common of real-time graphics. So that's when I came back to school and taught real-time virtual reality studio, which was very nice, and the people were very, very motivated, and I felt that it was good to support the things that I was interested in the first place and in that place. So I'm using these tools for in different spaces, in different parts of my activities. I sometimes work for artists doing visualizations of their future works. Other times I work for architects. Other times I work for virtual reality stories. But essentially, these are the same tools. And with Annabelle, it's the same thing, and we're trying to tell a story by playing. The importance of real-time graphics for me is that they allow me to play, they allow me to control things live, they allow me to use the same kind of tools that Annabelle uses in order to express herself live. So this is where I am coming from. So the project was inspired by a book by Emanuele Coccia, who is a philosopher, that we both very much appreciate. At the beginning, he was a botanist before engaging into the philosophy terrain, and he wrote a book which is called The Life of Plants. Of course.
Yes.
And in The Life of Plants, he is talking about a concept which is called crasis. Maybe let Annabelle explain?
Yeah, I try. So the crisis is mixed between different elements, but each element keep its own propriety. So it's a meeting between elements, but become hybrid and with our own property.
While keeping their own property.
Yeah.
So he's presenting the vision of the world as a mix of everything,
Yes.
living things, mineral things, everything that's in the environment, in all of the kinds of the environments that are that surround us. And they all occupy the same place, but at the same time, each of them has its own individuality. This is the concept that Emanuele Coccia is presenting, and we thought that this was a very optimistic and interesting vision to see the world, because it sends us this message that everything is connected, and at the same time that everything needs to be discovered, because everything is not the same, while being in the same place. So yes, the crisis word comes from Greek, from ancient Greek, and this is where we got our title after reading The Life of Plants. The project was, we applied with the project for the Chronique Biennale, which is a festival held in Marseille.
Yes.
And there was this National Center for
Musical creation.
That supported us, and we were there for 2 months in residency. That was in 2021, and we premiered the show in 2022. So it's relatively new. We've been touring for a few months, and we are going to present it this evening at Heaven. Thanks.
And the call, the name of the call of project was Eternity, and wow. So
pretty general.
yes, so we chose to work about crisis inside, but we want. We wanted to that the audience experiment a kind of journey with our proposition, and the audience can feel in body what we wanted to express intellectually.
So yes, everything was. It was an intention for us to make it really physical. So Annabelle's sound does everything possible to make everybody vibrate, like through the loudness, through the basses, through all of the instruments that she's playing. And as for me, we've been working for the project together. We wrote it together while talking about our different the different things that we wanted to express from the from our inspirations. And there is like a dramaturgy that was created, and we can maybe present you, so it would be more concrete. We can present you a few fragments so everybody understands what we're talking about.
I think for us the structure of pieces is very important, because it's like a way, and we can bring with us the audience in this way, and we can travel together. But I think for us, I think dramaturgy is very important.
So a few chapters. We are starting with something that Annabelle called the noise wall, and she is doing what she does best: noise. Well, it wasn't. It was meant to be very positive. I don't know why everybody's laughing, because this is what I appreciated in her work at the first place. So what was I going to do with noise? Because I didn't want to just literally express noise. So do we have sound? So
we wanted to create a kind of climax for people can like a SAS, you know,
like intermediate
the life before the performance and the life after, and with very strong sounds we can cross a kind of state of mind, you know, and after we can receive another way for receiving what we.
It's like a purging.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to put the video on the other side, and I don't know where the other side is.
I think you have to go out from the presentation.
Thank you.
Escape.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Let's see if we will be
Then you
after
can
the
drag
concert
it.
today. Yes, it's today, right?
Yeah.
Is it up? Is it down? Is it to the right?
It depends very much on the.
Oh, it's
It's up. I thought it was to the
Then
right.
command and F is in the full screen, and then escape is going out.
Okay.
So this is
Command
the full
and
F.
F. Okay,
Full.
full screen.
You
We
can
did it.
see whether
Do we have
the sound.
sound? We were talking about this purging.
I will continue.
So,
Nice.
there's
Can you watch it
this.
again?
It's just a very
Yes.
second of a teaser.
Thank you.
By space. Space button.
Teaser.
I have this one too.
Really nice.
Annabelle did this noise wall, and for me it was a question of how do I do noise without doing classical command F?
Scheiße.
No.
The lowest one. The lowest. Come on. Okay.
So
We have also
You are
this
online.
but
Ah,
with this, I think so.
okay. I'm a Windows person. So for me, there was this thing: how do I do noise without doing the classical black and white image noise? So I was thinking about maybe it's something that makes you dizzy. Maybe these are objects that are turning and turning. So this is what it ended up to be. So the noise comes from the motion blur of these objects that are turning and that I'm playing live around, like creating them, changing their shapes, changing their textures, and this is what I tried to do with this part.
Yeah.
And you did the purging.
Beautiful.
There was also a break in
Like a suspension.
like a suspension,
Mhm.
and do I have it? I have it.
I'm not sure.
I do.
You want to go further on?
No, it's not in here.
Escape?
I know what it is.
But what do you want? You want to play this?
No, I know what it is. It's not here. I'll just find it like in
C'est sur le
one.
teaser, je pense.
Ah.
Pas les stories, mais le teaser.
I
Je
have it.
pense.
I wanted to look it up.
You
Yeah.
know what? I can run just one screen. Maybe that would be that we
No,
don't
it's okay.
want to go
I
up and
understand.
down.
I know.
You
I
you
know
have to be
it.
you have to be in the center and then you
Yes.
go.
It was just that I was looking for the video.
Okay.
And now I found it.
Okay.
So this is our teaser.
And then space.
Because I looked up.
Oui, mais j'allais m'arrêter
Ouais, ouais,
au
faut que ça.
So this is this part that's and we got inspired by the things that were happening to us or the things that we were thinking about at that point. And I had a dream about this deer appearing, and Annabelle is living in a her house
Near
is near a
forest
forest,
and,
so she's seeing deer a lot.
Yes.
So the deers became like like a leitmotif for us. They come and go. We have
Because
different
in
parts.
certain traditions or culture, the deer is
Hypocrite.
yes,
We understand.
you know.
Psychotrope means that it
No.
induces visions, and psychotrompe means
Psychopomp,
that
a link
Psychopomp.
with death, a kind of passage into the death, but death like another state of mind, you know. And she told me about a dream Alexandra had, and for me the deer haunted my mind before. So, and we wanted to express something like effroi in English.
Being perplexed and scared at the same time. Effroi means when you are
An existential scary, you
Yes.
know? Yeah.
That's
the word.
existential
Yeah,
scary.
yes, because
Interesting.
yeah, for me, I'm very interested by this kind of state of mind and the transformation in life when you grow up and you are less young, and when you live certain experience. For example, I say that because it has changed my vision of life. After I came there, a little months after, I had a big accident, and of course I wanted to express the border I lived, and
the border experience.
Yeah, the border experience I live, not like suffering, for example, but plutôt.
As an extraordinary thing, as a fascinating thing.
Yes, something we all experiment because we all going to die, and the death condition our life, and how do with the way, how do with the metaphysical questions and the sense and the research of sense, le sens of meaning.
So
Yeah.
this came to be in my dream that the sensation was this of existential scary, as you called it. So we met there, and we are both, as artists, we are fascinated by ideas, but they always come down to the body and come down to the sensation that we feel, the way we are fascinated by different appearances in our environment, from light to touch sensations, and this is the way that we led the creative process. We just let ourselves express ourselves with the elements that were already present in our lives. So I won't bother you with videos anymore, but the same. Then there is after the purge, there is this very very fine liminal space where there are only very gracious sounds, like bells and something that looks like it's out of space and out of time. And I was doing things with like some kind of creature, but created only from bones and skulls of deer. So this is one, and then we have this part which is part of another piece by Annabelle Play.
Yeah, it's inspired
by another piece which is called Newman. That's why it's called Newman. So this one is was what I was looking for earlier. I'm sorry. So this is the first part of Newman. It's a lot more here. behind this part, and Annabelle, you can.
Yes, I think maybe we can let you, if you come this evening,
Experience.
feel
it,
experience.
yeah.
it.
Then again, some parts that were inspired again by ideas in the book, or by things that we were living, or by Ligeti's Grand Macabre, because we discovered that we were both fans of this part. So we tried to do this going up and down at the same time, with visuals and with music. So this was a challenge also, and in the end we'll let you discover. So
Without creating expectations.
so this is the performance is the sum of all of these scenes.
Yeah.
Inside each of the scenes, each of us is playing live, so the length of the scenes is variable. What we do inside is variable also, but we for us it was very important that the piece is written and that it has a beginning, an end, and that we are traveling through this world of these ideas that were haunting us at the moment of writing the piece. So this is when we were in residence in Marseille. We did mostly talking, writing, taking notes. We didn't make a lot of music or a lot of visuals. Everything was writing. So Annabelle can tell you something about
Yeah,
musician.
you know now I play with electronics, but before I began the music with classical sing when I was 14 approximately, and after I began the composition for instruments, and after I met an acoustician composer in France, and I worked with him, but I never had a formation.
You were taught in school.
Yeah, for electroacoustic or electronics, just.
I was never trained.
Yeah, and yes, when I began to play live, I began with Ableton, for example, but the instruments miss me. I miss the instrument because
Maybe it's the same for them.
yes,
Same as you.
yes, and because I sung before, and I need to have the sensation to play with something, and for me the gesture, even if it's very little gesture, but it's a real circulation from the body to the sound, and the sound to the body and the hearing. So with the time, I began to play with this kind of instruments, and I love playing when the score is very hard to play, because I like be in kind of dangerous situation on stage. I love that, even if I'm boring. If not,
You get bored.
Yeah,
if not, you get bored.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
we didn't
yeah.
understand.
yeah, it's
You have. I was just checking if I have a photo, but I don't. She has these scores, like she has a lot of sheets of paper, and everything is with signs
Yeah.
and colors. They're very small. As for me, I'm working with 3D. Sorry, why am I here? So at first we are talking about things, and then I start drawing things. I sometimes draw on paper. I usually use my iPad in order to draw things, distort images that I've been drawing or that I've been creating in 3D, and then I start distorting them some more and doing more things with them, just in order to find the possibilities of movement and of development. What would my dynamic 3D object do when it's in motion? So I started exploring like that, and then I go to 3D and I model and texture my objects and fix the possibilities of development, of movement, of material changing and shape changing and appearance for each of them. And then I do my controls in Max, because I work in Unreal Engine, which is a game engine. Maybe some of you know Fortnite. That's the same. It's the same game engine that I use. But at the same time, these engines.
What's the name of the engine?
Hmm?
What's the name?
Unreal Engine. So it's a game engine. So even though today it's starting to be used a lot for media, like I don't know if you know the series Mandalorian, most of it's done in Unreal Engine. So I use this, but there are not a lot of controls for playing live. So what I do is I do my controls in Max. I do my filters, because I'm not a very good player. At the difference from Annabelle, I'm kind of brutal. So I need to do curves in order to correct. I'm very enthusiastic about playing on stage. I love it, but I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
So I compensate.
And for example, to precise something, I work with other visual artists, but sorry, but often the visual artists haven't a good feeling with music, or knowledge. They are no knowledge. They have
don't know if I have knowledge, but I have this
of sounds.
pleasure of listening
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
a lot
you
of
have
attention, but my body doesn't follow. So I do a lot of Max in order for my controls to get smooth, and then I play with my controllers just like Annabelle does with her instrument, and this is it. So if you have any questions, or if you want to talk about anything about the process, about tools, about anything, we're here.
Do you have any questions?
I have
Okay.
a couple questions. Like, how you connect like Max with Unreal? You are, you
OSC.
know, it's OSC.
Yeah.
All right.
It's very stable,
Yeah.
and I have a little router on
Mhm.
stage, so that I have my own Wi-Fi 5G, because I don't want to rely on.
Okay, so
any-
you get the signals, musical signals, to your computer, or it's like, or
Uh,
only from microphone? How to make it
No,
like
I
live?
actually don't get musical signals at all.
Ah,
At
right.
first, we
We
wanted to do it, and we put everything together, and we were like, it's too expected. It's not like if I
If I-
cannot send to Annabelle. I work with other musical artists who are working with computers, so I could send things also. But to Annabelle, I can't send anything because she's working with analog synthesizers.
We
Ah,
can
right.
we can with a sound card, but it wasn't
wasn't
necessary
interesting. It
Okay.
wasn't
for us
necessary.
for this project.
Because things are a lot more interesting when we meet at some points and when we do things at the same time. So I'm using an app called Myra that
Myra.
sends from Macs to my iPad the screens. So I do things on my iPad. And then Max sends via OSC inside my own computer to Unreal, and everything is very stable, everything works. You can send MIDI also to Unreal if you want to. But I'm only sending my own controls, I'm not sending sound.
Okay, cool. Nice. I'm really curious about the project tonight. Yeah, it sounds really great and it looks great.
You have a Wi-Fi router, so we can spoof your OSC with other data.
Why did I tell so much? I don't know, it depends on how good you are at breaking passwords in a record time, and if you are willing to sacrifice your experience of the performance in order to do that.
I will not do it.
Let's try this.
Let's hack.
It depends on your motivation.
I have another question about noise, because you began from noise today, and how you use noise actually, because you are producing with your hand noise music.
Actually, it's a long crescendo, a climax, and a rupture. And I use all my stuff to create a mass of sounds.
Right.
And inside, I try to create comment on dit, motif. Patterns inside, sometimes go outside and go inside, and I try to create always something who go
further, like develop,
develop.
It's not fixed. I like that, but not for this piece. But I like the and inside. But it's a little bit structure, like you know, a harmony, verticality, pyramid.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Cool.
But
those analog synthesizers.
it's not analog. I haven't, because it's too heavy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
sure.
I said a stupid thing.
No. Yes, but it's not important. But I have a compressor from a French guy, Otto Bam. You know Otto? It's a French. With that, with a decay, with adverb, and other sound from Electron, and my samples I created with my stuff. So the additional create a maze.
Maze, yes. Mass or maze?
A mass.
A mass.
Maybe a maze.
Maze is
It can be a maze with all the connections through the devices. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you. And the noise in visuals?
In visuals, I try to get it out from motion blur. I have these objects that turn, and
so fast moving objects.
Exactly. And if you try to take pictures, the light is separating, and you get very
blurred,
colorful images. You have all of the, because in the projector the different light waves are do not travel at the same speed. So when you take a picture, you have colors.
Exactly. I love the idea. Like motion blur.
Yeah, exactly.
Is dance. Cool.
So we hope that you'll be there tonight. It's at 7.
We hope it too.
And
I hope we get there.
Definitely. Yes.
So
We are curious to experience.
thank you. And thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for inviting us.
Yes, that was perfect, even too short, but that's what I ask you also to make it a little bit shorter, because we are now running to Hevre, and I think that also when we're introducing the project will be played in few hours, maybe it's good to stop,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
not to
we
show
yeah.
too
will
much.
develop a lot.
For this, but
Yeah.
okay. I forgot to ask you to use another language, but okay. Like
can if
we
you
were
want
talking with Pablo, what language
Yeah.
would be the proper language?
Ancient Greek.
Ancient Greek. Yeah.
In your group, Gala, in your group were also people
Latin.
from Belarus, yes,
Belarus
Yes.
and Ukraine.
and Ukraine. So that was also a complex group from Belarus, from another Polish city on the north,
Eu
eastern
pot să
north.
vorbesc română, dar nu sunt sigură că va fi recepționat. I can speak Romanian, but I'm not sure how constructive it will be. And, since we were touring in South America, Annabelle can speak a little bit of Spanish.
Oh. ¿Dónde está la fiesta?
This was her most used phrase while in Colombia and in Venezuela. So we did it. We spoke a little.
Yes. Gala, you have the switch above you.
Okay.
Yeah, then we cut. Yeah, with this language conjugate, of course, English is common language. That's quite clear in most of the regions. But then there are regions which are not so much. So Spanish is when we calculate. So then the quite large part of Latino America and South America is mainly Spanish. So it's also a special kind of. But also when you go to Middle Asia, when we are talking about this Western Latino American, it's also like moving, mainly to Russian-based regions, yes. But then I have a recent experience from China. I was several times in Beijing in one hotel, and during my last visit, I'm coming to the desk of the hotel, and I'm speaking English. I see a young girl, and she looked at me like this, and then she moved a mobile phone and showed me that I should speak once or more again.
Translator.
So I'm talking to the mobile phone again.
Online
I say
translator.
hello,
Translator.
I have a reservation, but it's like a blind contact, and
Yes.
then she's getting, and then she
Yeah.
starts to smile.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
to press the button.
no.
Press
And
push the
then
button
he's
and then
giving
you
me
start to smile.
the translation. Well, we shocked, but in
I
fact,
didn't want to give you the smile
few
until
seconds,
it was
in-
clear.
in few seconds, Pablo, in few seconds I love it.
Yeah.
There's a paradoxal, because from
Yeah.
one side it's kind of bizarre, because
So now you
I
use it as well.
I had
Yeah.
already the experience with this place, and the place changed. I said, well, interesting. Yeah, you can.
It's like when you video call somebody to give them orientations. It's more practical than explaining with words.
Yeah, but I remember that from all the time, sometimes your gesture and your body language is also enough. Or another story is, the best is to have just the very basic vocabulary, the basic, from the country. Cześć, like this. or the crucial words to protect your life. This is so you have to say exactly. The first word is przepraszam. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's very important.
My first word in Polish was a very crucial word.
Which one?
It was kawa.
Kawa.
Yes.
Jak powiemy nasze główne słowo na K, no to ona jako Rumunka od razu zareaguje pozytywnie, bo akurat to słowo znaczy
Wszyscy
coś.
znają.
Tak. So we have also
What
beautiful coincidences.
Like we have like a
Like
similar
kurwa?
word.
Kurwa?
Kurwa
No.
and kava.
Kava.
Oh, what? No.
Kava.
No.
But
Kurva. That's
We are
very
online.
different
We
things.
are online.
We
One
are
is
online.
something
We
to
are
drink and
online.
was like
We are
the
online.
opposite, yeah? It's not similar.
We are
The
doing this
sound
by
of it.
purpose. No, sometimes you have to be careful because you know the languages on the region, from your perspective, sounds almost the same, but in fact they are not.
Oh, now I understand. Like
So
Slavic
then the
languages
Czechish language,
have
Slovak,
some
they are really sometimes
insults in common.
opposite. There are words which are completely different, and then we have to be
Yeah.
careful to use them to communicate in this way sometimes. So in many cases we switch to English because it's more practical and more safe even.
My place in my journal. So
You should
Yeah.
be careful, really. I have many examples, but I don't want to.
You will
tell you.
tell.
Especially because we are official now online.
You will tell everything
Mhm.
well of life.
So thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The next lecture is at 5 o'clock, but at Hebra.
Okay.
We are joining the presentations of Alessandra Rombola.
Oh.
What is it?
Or you join me.
O, no, to moja wnuczka to od razu
Can I
by się
stop it?
zachwyciła, bo ona wszystkie takie nieregularności kolekcjonuje. Wiesz co, nie, jest, nie zaczął,
Jest, okej.
jest Dawid.
Okej.
Dawid
Nie dotykam.
jeszcze z nim z kablem muszę jeszcze załatwić.
Gdyby poszło nagranie, prawda?
Gala. Ja straciłem komputer na chwilę, bo one na szybciutko sobie przepisałem z komórki to, co od nich dostałem. Także masz tutaj wszystkie osoby, które tworzą listę byle odgraną.
A jest możliwość wejść w ten trzech, które nie mogą, nikogo
Ja
nie
muszę
ma,
się
nie?
wkurzam, bo to nie jestem administratorem tego i to
Artist. He's a doctor now.
no właśnie zadzwonię do nich.
Yeah.
No tak.
Huge thing, right?
Byliśmy jeszcze o
Dr. No
So
Arm.
proud. Yes, what an
I'm doing
achievement.
like more laser stuff right
Yeah.
now, but before mostly connected to visual art.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Constantly I started doing visuals.
That's very good.
And I'm also working a lot with real-time,
Yeah.
3D stuff.
Unity, maybe.
Yeah, this is what
I'm
I'm
using
starting
more like
recently.
Unreal.
Mhm.
Like,
You
Oh,
too.
okay.
Yes, well, I
Yeah.
started to do
but
AR stuff
Yeah.
on
also
Unity.
into the
So it's with
Coding.
Unreal Engine.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it's
Shader.
kind of
Yeah.
a new
And
thing
it's
for me
really
because I'm always like making bridges between
Yeah.
analog and
Like
digital.
Yeah.
I hate VR, to be honest.
Yeah.
I really hate
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Screen.
I can
I
understand.
love to make bridges and
Yeah.
AR stuff. I
Yeah.
love to put my
Yeah.
art, my
Yeah.
analog
Ja
art now into
wieczorem
my
pokażę
show
to.
box.
Yes, yes, yes. I think
Nie,
it's
jeszcze
very
zaczynam.
interesting.
Unfortunately, I cannot live from my art, so I'm lecturing.
Yeah.
I'm a teacher and
Yeah.
media
Czy
educator.
ja
and I'm
wiem jak to jest, bo ja to
lecturing.
robię, wiesz, dobrze.
Yeah, yeah. It's very big.
No, od 16 do 18 na dole są instalacje.
with interactive
If I have
music.
to do something,
But they are looking for us the students are looking to have you.
Tak, to jest po to jest tak zrobione, żeby sobie tam wcześniej dać.
And not to educate, you know, and
Yeah,
because having children around, like even my students,
Yeah.
not to support me.
yeah, yeah. It's a
Paweł, bo
good
ja to
energy.
piszę do was.
Also sucks a lot currently, that's why I'm here. I'm happy
Nie mam
I'm
co
here.
odpowiadać, bo tak,
Like,
dlatego
I need to
wymusiłem na
stay
was listę, bo jak ludzie mnie pytają, o której godzinie podał na blank, bo zgubili albo nie wiedzą, no to ja po prostu jestem bezradny, bo ja to nie administruję. Tylko mi odpowiadasz RODO, nie odpowiadam do RODO, niemożliwe, no to wiesz, to nie chodzi o to, żeby... Nie, chodzi o to, żeby była jakaś informacja o kontaktach z administratorem. Administrator administruje,
That's unreal.
nie ludzie pytają,
My hair was
Crashing.
Yeah, okay, okay.
no ale skoro jest praktycznie mówię, skoro ludzie mnie pytają, to znaczy, że to nie działa. No.
otherwise it's
to,
boring.
teraz udowodnić, żebyście to zrobili dobrze, tylko chodzi o to, jak poradzić sobie z czymś, co się troszeczkę sypie na poziomie komunikacji, tylko tyle. A to
Yeah,
jest
it's
ta
better to
publiczna
give it
przestrzeń, to jest
something.
przykład, to są te wszystkie rzeczy, które się zaczynają
Yes, not
Tam
like
się
too much.
ludzie pytają wolontariusze, pytają mnie. Dlatego najprościej, tak jak ja ten sam piszę, sam rzuciłem, że takie się rozwiązało, prawda, bo ludzie wiedzieli jak tam się znaleźć poprzez stronę, bo ta strona, albo na Facebooku też,
Yeah.
There's
takie
no
dwie
graphics.
rzeczy, a najlepiej i tu, prawda?
The graphics.
Dwie rzeczy, że jak ktoś
Yeah,
się
like Unity is-
no nie wiem, gubi się z różnych powodów, rozumiesz, bo to nie chodzi o to,
It depends on what you
też
want
nie
to do.
wejdziemy w głowę, żeby szybciutko zastosować jakieś rozwiązanie.
If you want to do forest and environment and rocks and
Wiesz co,
landscape,
ja ci powiem, bo ja tak, ja
I'm going
miałem
to check it out. I
zablokowane
just typed
komputer,
it in
jak z wami
already to
rozmawiam,
check
to
it
ja
out
tutaj
for
miałem akurat, nie mogłem nic
so
robić.
I'm teaching.
Prawda, więc
I'm
ja
learning
robiłem to
from
tak,
you.
ściągam od was, przepisałem sobie szybko ręcznie i tu już odpowiadam Gali, który student gdzie jest, prawda? Mam to teraz ze sobą już, czyli
When I was here in 2017, I was showing
zostaw na razie ten, bo to generujemy, wiesz, ja mam inne, tak jak głośnik spadł wczoraj, wiesz, ja błyskawicznie już serwis załatwiłem, bo jak teraz zaczynamy wchodzić w jakieś jeszcze dodatkowe trudności, to nie ma, to trzeba szybciutko znaleźć rozwiązanie, które udostępni ludziom kontakt z Black Granol, wiesz.
Znaczy powiem tak, dwie osoby, muszę zapytać jak coś, bo mamy
Nie wiem, czy rozumiesz, Paweł, to powiem, że takie negocjacje się tworzą między kimś, kogo nie widać, kimś, kto chciałby, kimś, kto nie bardzo potrafi tam wejść i dlatego
mój pomysł, jeżeli chodzi o dwie dodatkowe
to jest
osoby,
Gala Markowa, to jest
Dzień
Paweł
dobry.
Malinowski,
on jest głównym,
on jest główny.
connect your body
Tak.
to your perception and you become conscious of the space and of your body in space.
That's what I love.
I
bo w tym
understand.
momencie artyści mają już 5 dodatkowych osób, to jest jakby 5 dodatkowych pokazów, jakby 150 dodatkowych
Ich pula, oni mają swoją
jakby, czyli ale pomyślałem, że mogę ich zapytać, na przykład, może by się udało wejść nie to 1 na 1, ale może 3 osoby mogłyby wejść na ten wyjątkowy, jak po prostu myślę.
Znaczy, wiesz co, znaczy,
Easiest for me
ja na
is
pewno nie
Instagram
będę,
always.
jestem neutralny, ja jestem neutral room
Bo
w tym
chciałbym, żeby
momencie,
wszyscy
bo,
mieli
bo,
rozwiązanie.
bo wiesz, to jest ewidentnie, znaczy w tych wszystkich rzeczach ja mogę wyrazić swoje zdanie, tak jak już wyrażałem zdanie na ten temat, w różnych sprawach. I ja wolę, jeżeli jest jednak jeden administrator, bo najgorzej, jeżeli się
Zapytam
bawimy w
artystów, za chwilę do nich zajdę.
Oni, wiesz, wiesz, Gala może zejść do Kuby Krzewińskiego, czyli samego autora i go zapyta, na przykład. I wtedy wiem, że znowu zrobimy taki skrót, że się nie bawimy się w ciągu.
No możemy tak sobie, bo jeżeli pani wyjaśni, właśnie, bo
You're there.
to może chodzi o to, najłatwiej byłoby, żeby mogły wejść na przykład 2 albo 3 osoby.
So mine is this, and I roll like
Też to troszeczkę zaprzecza całej koncepcji, o której opowiadaliśmy, o której wszędzie zapisaliśmy. I teraz to może zostać, ja też nie chcę powiedzieć, że to zostaje na poziomie jakiegoś sekretu, bo to i tak się potem ludzie dowiedzą, wiesz. I to
Wiesz, bo
jest jakby
wydaje mi się, że w
looks
tym
like
momencie oni po
that.
prostu
So there's some
nie mają
fields
wolnego
on the map,
miejsca, że mają te
on the street
już i
so
tak
you can
jakby
walk
mamy
through
120% w tym momencie tej
and
listy.
then you can have listen to different
Nie chcę ich stawiać w takiej sytuacji, że robię sobie 6 godzin bez przerwy, bo to uważam, że to jest taka wydarzenie. Ale zaraz ich zapytam, są 3 osoby dodatkowe, tak? Dwie.
This is basically yeah, it's encouraging.
Paweł zgadza.
Dlatego zostawię im ten wiatr.
Ale nie mówię, że czy nie może Gala
to chodź.
no.
Ważne, że zainteresowanie jest, nie?
Because if I ever can connect to one of your installations,
Yes, let's check it out. That's great. That's also why I'm here to network, no? It's also very important to network.
But I try to keep
I
it.
think I'm gonna walk around a little. I haven't been to Rinek yet. I haven't heard the trumpet yet. I need to go to hear the trumpet.
and
See you later.
see you later.
Yes.
Bye. Have fun.
Yeah.
So Marek,
Yes?
we go to the hotel.
Wait a minute, give me just 1 second chance. And the big problem with the one intimate concert for one listener is solved because
Okay.
we are struggling with this because there's no contact with the administrator. The administrator was here, and I'm explaining all the time. You know, just get the access because I'm like a transmitter and I don't know what I should say.
Yeah.
So I can say I don't know nothing, which is bad because I'm responsible of the festival. Or I can say just wait. And then I'm sending the information to Paweł, and he's not giving me back. Okay, so finally he came here. He came here for one of the stuff which I delivered them because they forgot. Okay, that's okay. And they say, Paweł, I ask you, this is Gala. This is Gala. She came with a big group of students. Those are the guys which are really interested. And then he asked me, so what do you think, Professor? Should we take more people? And I said, what? You understand? we are getting the project for one listener, and the main administrator asked me whether we can accept more people. I said, this is not a question to me, this is a question to authors. You know,
But
they are downstairs, so
maybe not.
no. What, you know what I did? I said,
and they said, okay.
Pablo, can you take Gala with those children going down to Cuba to the main artist? Let's solve it, please. Because I think they should decide, and when they decide, yes, okay, it's their decision, and I don't care. In fact,
it's an artwork. It
because
has to be.
I don't want to be orthodox. I don't want to be a I don't know guardian or no. But this is just a simple small matter. But we have problems sometimes with this irregularity with the things which looks really brilliant, but then when you go to the realization, this is not quite easy, you know. So
No, of course, there are always logistics.
now is like a flood. Many people want to come to this. The festival started and the list is over. So what? How? Because they opened the list, but in fact nobody knew about. I told them like 2 weeks ago. I said, well, you're starting. I have 54 students, and you have 30 places on the list. I eat it now. Okay? You understand? This is I'm just putting them. I'm putting those slots, and it's over. So please talk with the artists. What should we do? How we can arrange it? But the problem was also with the guys that are easy, they are coming from Berlin, and we have more problem with the space and also the moving grand piano, all other stuff also. And since they came on the last moment, they were deciding what to do. So I said, well, okay, solve it, please. I beg you, because I'm getting questions all the time from the other people, and I want to help, but there are some rules which are already arranged, so perhaps we shouldn't change the rules, so we should make some illegal rule. I don't know. Why not? Let's hug the project. Yes. Let's go to the street and do the second version of the project. Light black granule, or
You're always up for a new hacking experience.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah. This is the edge. This is the edge. It's like when you are doing something which is controversial, which is alternative, which is experimental, then sometimes you have to be much more specific than when you are doing just regular things. When you are doing regular things, it's more predictable. And when
There's a huge controversy now.
wait a minute, I think that I should check the cable once more.
I have one.
One cigarette? Or?
This one.
No, I would.
I don't know.
I don't touch them. Where are they? I don't know. They might be at the venue.
But I'll find it.
Thanks again.
Yes, thanks a lot.
And Pablo, I think you're playing tomorrow.
Wait a minute, because you have only one.
Yeah, well, I will see you. I think I will be at your concert, so I will see
now
you.
it's very easy
I
to
think
walk
you
now.
meet tomorrow. Yeah.
But we are leaving tomorrow.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
saw your Instagram, so I'll follow and I
Yeah,
name and I'll listen.
We will.
Alessandra and Annabelle, can you wait just 5 minutes for me and sign papers now?
We need to load the
Then we
paperwork.
can, it will
Okay.
be,
I leave.
then we will solve another problem.
Ah non. Après, je suis un peu exposée, mais maintenant je te vois tendre.
Some bad things about it. This is so nice.
Now I'm doing. So when are we doing the paperwork?
You see, you forgot.
You know, when there are stories about haunting guilty people. You know, you have the problem, and usually we are telling because he made it, okay. And in my family, I say, "Oh, I'm guilty, I'm guilty,
Yeah,
I'm guilty."
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then my wife tell me always, "It doesn't work, Marek." You think that it's solving, it's getting worse. Don't do it. She's right.
Parce que je crois que tu m'as attendu.
Okay, this is Alessandra,
Yes.
and that will be for her, I'm sure, yes.
Yes.
Okay, this is Alexandra.
Okay.
Alexandra Rombola, oh, Rombola,
That's
this
not me.
Ah oui.
another Alexandra.
That's
This is the correct one. Those are the papers from the academy. Okay, and my papers are on the bottom. It's also here. Martina.
And if you prefer, my company can do an invoice for the.
Okay, but then
Yeah.
just check. Then I send you the brutto amount, which is
Yeah,
here
yeah, yeah,
in euro,
yeah,
which is a little bit more than
Yeah.
than the 100.
yeah.
Or if I'm doing this, then I'm deducting 20%.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's up to you.
Don't deduct.
That's up to you.
Uh,
No, I'm sorry to say because
Sinon,
no, you know, sometimes the misunderstanding that people are
Du coup,
talking.
vaut mieux
Okay.
que tu
Oui.
payes, qu'on paye les taxes de l'autre côté, non?
moi, je préfère que ça passe par la compagnie. Tu vois,
Alors
parce
passe par la compagnie.
parce que ça fait plus de budget.
Vas-y,
So,
invoice and
yes,
company.
I prefer an invoice.
Invoice, okay.
So, when the next week I'll
problem.
tell to Agnes.
Okay.
Yeah,
To send it to me.
yeah, she'll
Okay,
contact
okay.
you for that, and
Easy.
now she's follow.
Yeah,
She's
I'm
following
with this year. I'm
Yeah.
not in
Yeah.
rush. No
Yes,
no
okay,
problem at all.
okay.
Because before, when I was belonging to the city directly,
Yeah.
now we have this Krakow
Yeah.
festival office. They are paying
Yes.
through this office, and they say, well,
Yes.
till the end of the year,
Yes.
Oh,
it's
okay.
correct.
Yes,
So
okay.
Well,
I
we'll
don't
not
know.
wait until the end of the year, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
no problem.
Yeah,
No problem.
okay.
No problem. We are flexible.
Yeah.
Because it depends also. I ask many times artists whether they prefer to send an
Yeah.
invoice or to make
Yeah.
a personal contract
Yeah.
with the
Yes.
tax
Yes.
deduction
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Sometimes they pay even more than
Yeah.
20%,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then they
yeah.
decide to
Yeah.
do it like this.
Yeah, yeah.
In general, I feel really bad
Yeah.
that we are talking about
Yeah.
such a small money, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
But,
but
that's
it's,
what happened.
Yes,
Yes,
but
yes,
you
yes.
pay.
Yeah, in fact, you get support from French Institute. We have
For
two
the-
French institutes
yeah.
in Krakow and in Warsaw,
Yeah.
and in many cases we were getting
Yeah.
the support which are coming to our
okay.
account, and then
This-
we are paying.
yeah.
You know.
This support, this kind of support, it's only for travel, for the
Okay.
yes.
Like
Yeah.
most of the cases,
Yeah,
they are
yeah,
paying
yeah,
the
yeah.
accommodation,
Yeah,
travel,
yeah.
nothing, no
Yeah,
fees.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's quite clear.
Yes.
But we have the exception from Goethe,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
example. They are
But-
paying 500
yeah.
euro for one
Yeah,
of those
yeah.
artists. And
Yes. But now the fundings, it's the same in France with French institutes. Let's see.
Well, we'll see next year when
Yeah,
when I gave to my
Yeah.
young friends,
Yeah.
including Pablo,
Yeah.
I gave them the festival,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
I'm not provoking. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
want
Yeah.
them to take it,
Yeah.
and I will help them as much
Yeah.
as possible.
Yeah, yeah.
Just to
Yeah.
make another arrangement, because I
Yeah.
think this is a chance that I will be more
Yeah.
free with this
Yeah.
project, not with the others.
Yeah.
That we'll
That's
see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, the festival already has 30.
Yeah, this is 30th edition. It's quite long.
So
And before I was running also audio series, but I started my concert activity in '77.
Yeah.
Every month, the
Yeah.
concerts every
Yeah.
month.
So 30
So the president
years.
yesterday, from the recording, he mentioned about that we arranged something like 1,200
Yeah.
concerts and
Yeah.
30 festivals every month.
Yeah.
Free concert. Those concerts arranged every month are
Yeah.
free, and I I really keep it like this. And they said, no money, no. It has to be clean, clean space, like because this is then you, by paradox with this kind of activity. Then I explain that then you are fully independent. So this model, and then you do a job, and then you are making commission. Okay, but to be able to be active on that level is also something. So like the CD, do you know the story about the CD album I didn't give you yet? Not yet. You will get in February. This is Audiomat, which is short series of copies with your project, and it's like we sell it in a vending machine for €1 each. So when we produce 12 copies, one goes to the archive, one goes to the artist, and we sell 10 of them for 5 zlotys. So the production of all of them shouldn't be higher than 50 zlotys. That's it. Self-supported model of the release. We have this release company called Audiomat. For 10 years. For 10 years.
Congratulations for the 10 years of Audiomat and the 30 years of the festival.
Exactly. Oh, that's good to remind me. I should also put this information. That this is an equal number. 10 years of Audiomat.
And see you.
See you at February. At 5 Alessandra Rombola.
Yes.
Yes, okay. See you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
But you need to sign the contract with the Academy of Music.
Oh, I thought that the invoice thing was about it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was, we started, my brain is also working bad. Sorry. Because, wait a minute, because that's my,
Take your time.
because I saw it. In a certain moment we were talking, I was talking, of course. Alexandra Buleska. What is it?
I think I saw myself this. No, Alexandra Lubora, yes. It's as long as mine.
But I saw it, you know, that's why I'm in trouble. Wait a minute, it's really this. The last page here.
Okay. So, I sign.
This is the copy for you,
Okay.
and then the copy for the. This is the 250.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Wait a minute.
And,
I'm unfortunately not all. Here.
Okay.
Yeah, nice signature. And
no,
even
it's
as
not.
here, any place here.
It's not a nice
Okay.
signature. It's.
I think that's
Okay.
yes. Yes, I think so. Okay. And this is for you, so I can give you like this.
Thank you very much. Now I can learn Polish.
Yes. Yes, perfect.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.